Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Reality Right After. This is season 2. It's premiere week. We're premiering all of our episodes. My name is Wellington. I'm one of your hosts, and I'm here with my panel, my co-host. Hi, Ricky.
Hi y'all, it's Tia.
Hi, Chase.
It's been too long since we've been. It feels good when I'm with you.
Hi, Kay.
Hey everybody, season 2 we here.
We're here, honey. We're here, and we're gonna get right into the mess. Take us right into RHOA, Chase.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get right into it. The Real Housewives of Atlanta are hot, 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 and they have been all over the place. So lately, the girls are in Jamaica, and did Sonya do her thing hosting the trip? What did you guys think?
Sonya, I think the girls were more excited this time around to do something with Sonya than the time that she put on that little 99-cent birthday party for Sheree. That shit was ghetto. Like, I'm sorry, Sonya. They weren't able. Did they even
Well, you don't
use?
mean ghetto. You mean like just cheap.
Cheap.
You don't mean ghetto.
Well, I mean,
What did they do for Sheree? Remind me.
nothing. It was literally some happy birthday balloons from the dollar store. Some like fringe cut up things from the dollar store. You know the ones that you just tape up. A
No,
It was very
called
undergrad birthday.
yeah. It was called
It was
called
giving dorm room celebration.
yeah.
Yeah.
it was given. I really forgot, but we just gonna make this really about you, but it ain't really about you.
It ain't about
It
you.
was
Right.
given we on a tight budget, so we can have an ice cream cake.
Look,
There
We
you
can
go.
Right.
have ice cream and cake.
hmm
And the little photo booth that they had never worked the entire time, so the girls didn't even
But
get
that's
to use
cheap,
it.
friend. That's not ghetto. I just want to put that.
That's true.
Okay, thank you, friend.
I hope
I
y'all
mean,
hear my
what,
cat.
But I
can you hear
will,
my?
but I will say this trip looks good. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think.
No.
Go ahead, Kay.
Oh, I was gonna say look good because Real Housewives pay for it, or whoever these other people she's saying she didn't pay for it anyway. Anything that she don't have her hands in, of course, is gonna turn out great. Though it's a nice little house. I like, and you know what? All the rooms were very nice, and I think that was nice that she gave Drew a nice room,
I guess.
and that's all I
I
got for.
think for her first trip, a newbie, I thought Jamaica was nice. I love. Listen, I'm a Jamaica girl, original Jamaica girl, but like it was really cute. TBD. I think any good trip needs a facilitated dramatic moment. So we'll see
Right.
what the drama gives to let you know if it was a successful trip or not.
Listen, Ross said you ain't doing enough sign. I got to stand up next time. So he gonna apparently bring the drama.
He didn't take
You
his,
know,
he didn't take his clothes off.
If he do that, she guaranteed to get another season.
the ratings will go up. I tell you that. On
Well,
the
let's
Carlos.
let's let's be very clear about these ratings, darling, because I am so sick of the girls trying to peddle Real Housewives of boring heifers like they are like the end all and be all. Yes, they may score a higher live rating, barely. They're edging them out by 100 to 200,000 viewers a week live, right? I'll give you that. However, the 18 to 49 demo queens, the advertising dollar queens, are the Real Housewives of Atlanta. They have an 8 p.m. prime time slot. Do you know what's on 8 p.m. on Sundays that they go against? They are in the top 25. They rank consistently higher than the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because they actually crush it in the key demo. So when you're talking about advertising dollars, the time slots, the people, when you're talking about what the people are really watching, the ones that the advertisers care about, which dictates what Bravo is allowed to do because that is where they make their money. It's the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and it's not the boring heifers of Beverly Hills. And I love Beverly Hills down, but you know what? I am so glad to say this because I actually feel pound for pound, minute for minute, you stack them up minute for minute. Even though these Real Housewives of Atlanta, a lot of their beat doesn't make a lot of sense. At least they're trying, they're working. You know, the Beverly Hills girls, they don't put in as much work. Thank God for Sutton, and you know we're going to get into her later, but
Big
thank God for
Stan.
girls like
Right.
Sutton and for Garcelle who come to work and clock in because a lot of the girls mail it in and phone it in over there on Beverly Hills. So I am actually
Right.
happy that when it comes to the coins, the highest earning girls, the highest girls that are bringing in the coin for the network, are the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and that is the
Historically,
bottom line where it matters. Historically, and they need to be treated as such. You know, we're talking about Sonya, and I'll just be honest with you, and I'm going to say Drew too, and I know, you know, you guys feel like I attacked Drew, but I'm just going to be very honest. When I look at the Real Housewives of Atlanta and where it has been and where it could go and what the issue is, one of the main issues outside of them editing every piece of juicy footage. There was a big to do about Marlo and Candy having a custody match down to the Jamaica. They cut all that shit out, right? So now we're left with what we got. And even though what we got and what we're going to get into is still juicy, they cut out some of the biggest parts of the argument. However, that's neither here nor there. But when you look at it, I'll say Candy and Kenya, of course, and then you know even Marlo and Sheree, they kind of fit the bill. They may not be the best housewives, they fit the bill of what a Real Housewife of Atlanta is. Drew and Sonya are low budget and they don't fit. I'm sorry. And so when people say stuff like, "Well, Drew is bringing it," yes, she's bringing something. I'm not going to knock her for bringing what she's bringing. But when you look at what she is bringing over this season compared to what makes the Real Housewives of Atlanta great, it is severely and sorely lacking. These two girls are some of the issues that I have with the show. I just had to get that ran out. That was long. I'm sorry, you guys,
I'm
but
no, I'm glad
I
you
want them to
did.
fix this. They
I'm
need to
there
fix
with
this.
you. I'm there with you. I think, you know, it gets to a point where I feel like in production, where production needs to like have the show matter more than how these girls feel sometimes. And I feel like they missed a major opportunity with not bringing Phaedra back. I feel like they missed a major opportunity with not pulling some of the other OGs back to try to reconfigure. And I think they made a huge mistake by not having Nene back in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I won't come back.
I don't.
You know what?
I wouldn't mind Kim back. I
I'm gonna tell
wouldn't.
you. I'm
I
gonna tell you
would
why
mind Kim back.
I would mind Kim back. It's not. I think she would be great on the show. Kim has always been great on the show, but I just feel like in my spirit, I wouldn't want her to have to be able to come back after all that she has done and how they're
Right.
spitting on Nene. That would
Right.
Well,
bother
she's allegedly racist, right? I don't want to. I feel that allegedly she's racist. So,
me. Right,
haha, that's what I think.
right.
And I honestly think if it were season 1 and 2, Kim, you know what I mean, that we
Mm-hmm.
got back with this particular group of girls, I actually think that that will be dynamite. It will be amazing. So I won't take that away from her. But considering what she gave us when she came back, and then the reunion and all that stuff, as far as I'm concerned, she can kick rocks because I'm not here for it. However, I do think that if it was any group of girls or configuration of girls, she would fit in with this one a lot better than with the Nenes around and the da-da-da-das around. Yeah, so
What about
I don't
Yeah,
Portia?
know.
Can she
I don't
come
know
back?
if I actually answered your question. I'm sorry.
them
I'm not,
girls came together that reunion and got Kim ass out of there. They
yeah,
collectively put their differences to the side and was like,
and
"Oh, we
that's
gonna
what we've been
chop
needing
up."
sometimes to get
But
Mhm.
that's
the difference.
because you don't come to work. You see what I'm saying? But in Beverly Hills, that's fine. Imagine if Sutton and Garcelle said, "You know what? We ain't doing it."
Right. I will say Beverly Hills is definitely getting like the ratings that they're getting is not deserved. I think it's just more of the fact that right now their cult following of the show, they have a very strong fan base to the point that they'll watch even if it's boring and even if they complain on online because I see on Twitter everybody's
Oh, they're
complaining over the
complaining.
fact that it's so boring.
Yeah, nobody
So
likes it.
but it's still being watched. So it's like that's the thing with Beverly Hills. They have very strong fans where like they're mad about the content, but they're still gonna watch the show. And I will say the same thing about Potomac. Potomac has very cult following where they even if it's a bad episode, they're still getting millions in the ratings. So I think that the thing with Atlanta is that some of us are so disappointed because some of us are so connected to the past of Atlanta and seeing it how it is now. A lot of people don't want to connect with this new Atlanta. They rather just I like the Real Housewives of Atlanta that I remember. These girls are not doing it. I'm not even watching. So I feel like that's why live they're not really doing that great. But everything you
Now
said
that's a
makes
fair
sense.
point. That's
Um,
a fair. I'm gonna put
that's,
this down. That's a fair point. But I still stand by my assertion that even though they don't, I don't. For me, it don't have to be. It doesn't have to be. You know, I would wishfully thinking it would be a Mariah Huck or a Nene or like the girls that we know. You get what I'm saying? Wishful
Hmm.
thinking. But realistically, why do we get such like they brought in something was relatively unknown, but they brought in the wife of a movie mogul, Crystal. They brought in Garcelle, a former act, well, excuse me, not former, but an actress. You know, they
Right.
bring in consistent top level. They brought in one of the most richest women in the world, Diana. Even though she's a flop on paper, she had the ingredients. They are just
Right.
bringing these girls in Atlanta who do not have the ingredients, and
Right.
that to me is a problem for me.
But I
Like,
think
why are
also,
you consistently casting below the bar?
I think also a key element that we're looking at is, reality TV in the Black community, especially in entertainment, is seen as like lowbrow.
Yeah.
So I think it's like
Right.
a class thing. So I think even if they wanted to cast these kind of upper echelon type of people, sometimes those type of girls look down on reality TV, look down on the reality TV girls. So it's an issue on the casting side, but I think it's also is also an issue, excuse me, on the community side where they don't value reality TV in the same way that they value traditional
That's a
acting roles, or
Right.
they don't
These
value.
shows are not easy to cast, so I understand. I'm not. I just drop the
It could
bag.
be
Y'all got
better.
it, Bravo. Drop the
That's the
bag.
thing. Putting money
Drop the
into
bag.
it and actually
You got it.
care about this show and how it's produced. I was listening to the Carlos King podcast and he was saying how like this season is like he was mentioning things that he would have done if he was producing, and I was like, wow, that actually would have made so much sense in the sense of like the arguments don't feel unique. I mean, genuine. That
You did.
the they don't feel genuine. The girls' beef doesn't feel like it's coming out of nowhere. The girls think that in order to have a good episode, they mean they have to fight. No, like if the argument is not
By the
genuine,
girls, you mean Marlo, right?
I mean Marlo, I mean Drew, I
There's no
mean
more organic, like
Marlo's a
funny
big offender of this.
moments. Like these
no,
funny ass moments, just Phaedra, funny ass
naturally,
But you
moments.
know what though?
naturally,
I would say this at the beginning of the season. I feel like the Kenyans and the Candies tried. Yeah, they were, and maybe Sheree a little bit. They were throwing shade, but they weren't throwing like to the meat shade. It was like, girl, the archive ain't spelled right. You know, I'm like,
right,
look for some
right,
shade. You know what I mean? And
right,
it was
right.
funny. The beginning of the season, I think why it resonated with me at the beginning is because I felt like Sonya kind of felt organic at the beginning and wasn't trying too hard, but she was like naturally slithering into the drama. Where she derailed for me was the whole Drew thing that derailed for me. But when I'm
Hmm.
talking about like the first 3 or 4 episodes, like the Lee Archive event, like Archive event was so much fun, so funny. Marlo asking Drew, did she have on a French roll? Like, little stuff like that. It was like, what am I watching? Like, this feels like
Right.
the Housewives of Atlanta, you know. And then somewhere along the line, they knew it was boring. They scrapped a lot of that footage at the beginning of the season. They knew it was boring, and Marlo went into overcorrection mode. Like, you can overcorrect, you can correct. Yeah, we need some space. We need something spicy. And they actually had legitimate gripes with Candy, and they overcorrected. They did team too much, and they jumped the shark.
That's what's happening. That's what's happening.
Well,
But
wait a minute. Or go ahead. Cause,
go ahead. No, no. Go ahead.
no.
Oh, wait a
I
minute.
was going to say, speaking of Le Marlo, so funny. Anyway, speaking of Le Marlo, wait. Okay. Speaking of Le Marlo, she was a hot mess down to that table, down to the Jamaica, honey. First, she's attacking Ralph about not wanting to adopt Drew's son. And then,
Like,
she
girl,
goes
mind your
into it with
business.
Should have.
then she goes into it with Candy. And her and Candy have the worldwide versus worldwide, if you know what I'm trying to say,
Right.
fight. And it was just a hot ass mess. What do you guys think about everything in general in Jamaica so far?
I,
Okay.
I just think that first of all, Marlo, anytime anybody is talking about some kids, I don't think you need to insert yourself. Just sit back and listen. I don't think you need to be saying nothing, honey. Not when it comes to anybody and their kids and how they handling them or anything like that, because you don't want people to talk about how you're handling your nephews, right? I'm not gonna get into it because I'm not gonna talk about somebody and how they do their kids, right? That's you and your kid, and I think that she should have just left out of that. Then she got into the argument with Candy, and listen, I Marlo is one of them people that when she argue with you, she don't give a damn what she's saying, right? Whether it's
Right.
true, whether it's facts, it false, it don't matter. Like she just
Right.
throwing shit out right because she just trying to argue back and forth with you, and that's basically what was happening between her and Candy. Then she done dragged poor little Todd up into it. Todd had to talk about his time behind the scenes, and it was just for me personally, it was too much. Y'all done made. First of all, Sanya, I can't never get that girl name right. She done made it a point to tell people to bring somebody with them. Kenya did not bring anybody. Then she find somebody, and y'all ran the man from the goddamn table. The man,
Literally.
like, the argument was going on
He
so
was sexy
long.
too.
He was nice looking. I mean, he was somebody for her to go out on the date with, but like just ran him from the table.
He
What
gets
else?
shellacked at the end of the night.
Exactly. And then what you call a husband? I mean, he got a kick
He
out of
was
it.
having a good old time.
I don't know how I
That
felt
was
about
funny.
that.
Oh Lord. But yeah,
No, I'm joking.
that's
It's
my
cool.
thoughts.
It's
Like
cool.
I agree. I think things should just be more organic. And I get it, drama is cool, but sometimes we like to see y'all just chilling out, being nice, laughing and joking around with each other. Like it just needs to be a balance, and I don't think that they have found that balance as of yet, unfortunately.
Marlo is a piece of work. First of all, I don't think Ralph ever planned to adopt that baby, but
I
to
don't think he should have either, but
not adopted the baby and then make a book about being a this great Ralph and Drew is Ralph and Drew, child. Leave it alone. But Marlo, you took your nephews in who had been abandoned and have issues with their parents, and we all, have different struggles with our parents and know how that can make us feel and how we internalize that childhood trauma. But and then for you to then just give them away to your sister who already have several kids, and like it was just a lot. And I feel like Marlo can't read. Like her shit just doesn't land.
Right.
When she was saying you only known in Atlanta, I was like, girl, really? Not everybody. You're only known in Atlanta. But it was just, and I want to make this comment, and it's subtle, but it bothers me about Sheree. Sheree is sometimes loyal to a fault, and I feel like I said this to y'all before, and I'm gonna say it again. That's why she can't get a real redemption arc. For her to sit in that confessional and say Candy not really worldwide, or be co-signing the nutty shit Marlo's doing. It's like Sheree. This is why they dragged Juniors off the season after they nailed Kim to the cross. Learn how to just be on the right
the
side.
truth is the truth.
Right.
That's the thing. Like the truth is the truth. Like even if I don't like Candy, I ain't gonna sit up here and lie on you. Like the truth is the truth, and that's what Sheree should have stuck with. But it don't even matter what Sheree's saying, because at the end of the day, Canada went out here and made a whole damn worldwide line, and your ass is still shopping around and looking for people to help your ass come up with something.
Because why don't I have an old and cold shirt yet? When I tell you that is the line of the season for me, that's the read of the motherfucking season. I'm giving it right now, unless something changes in the next 3 or 4 episodes.
Wait, what happened with Old and Cold?
When she told Drew called her old, or like, made a dig at her age at her birthday, like, how old are you now? 60. She was like, old and cold, boo. Old and cold, a little better than you. And stood up. I was like, yes, God, honey. You better read, girl. And I was like, shirts, why aren't there old and cold? Why wasn't she pushing old and cold? Because
Old and
that
Cold.
literally had my Twitter on fire that night. Like, my
Right.
Twitter, my side of Twitter. The girls, honey, were like, yes, God, honey, old and cold. And I will be using that for my birthday caption in 40 years, because I'm not old.
But the thing is like we said, Sheree is one of the ones that have the biggest brands, and it's just nothing. There's nothing there. Like, we love Sheba Sheree and we love the idea of Sheba Sheree, but the problem is it's an idea and it's not a product. But listen, Atlanta is on heat, and we already know that. But there's also another show in Atlanta that is causing some ruckus. Chase, what's next?
Well, before we segue into my Married to Medicine, can I say one thing about Marlo? I need to get this off of my chest.
Go
I
ahead.
really do. That's not me. Okay, all right. Hey, girl. All right. I just wanted to say this, and then we're going to definitely move on to Married to Medicine. I wanted to say that, regarding this whole bonus daddy, new daddy, old daddy, daddy, stepdaddy saga,
Granddaddy.
drama that has been going on since last season, I always play in the back of my mind that when Drew was introduced to us with that bad wig that was leaping from her forehead onto my screen, that she alluded to the fact that there have been moments where she has questioned whether or not Ralph was, fathering the oldest son as with as much love and care as he does for the two children that are biologically his, and that has never left my mind, right? And so
Hmm.
this season we get into it, and now it's been revealed that he's writing a book to profit off of this child in this situation, but is not adopting them, right?
Hmm.
So initially I was upset about it because I was like, that's effed up because this child, the child knows that he has a last name, but now the man won't adopt him. So I'm sure the child is going to question, hey, what's going on with this? Are you the daddy yet? Da 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 da. Right? If you tell a
Right.
child, they know, right? And then when Ralph gave his reasoning as to why, stating that he wanted to respect his father's wishes because his father was not necessarily thrilled with that, I was like, you know what? Okay, I can let that rock. But here's the issue with that, right? This is when reality TV becomes real because I have been through this situation. I have not spoken to my biological father since I was 9. My mom remarried in the 90s. They were together for 11 years. Rest in peace. And he wanted to adopt me now. I'm just going to say I was not necessarily thrilled with the process, with the thought process of like another man adopting me because I got a daddy, right? And at this time, I'm like 10, I'm like, all right, it hadn't registered to me that I would never, well, of course it didn't, but that I would never like speak to him ever again, right? Or
Right.
I haven't. So I'm just holding out hope, that's my daddy, you're not. So no, right? And he didn't do it. However, now that I am the age that I am, if you're not going to father that child, you really need to take your ego out of the situation. I don't know how involved he is in that child's life. What's the oldest son's name? Anyone know?
I don't.
I keep
I.
wanting to say Ducey because all I hear is Sonya yelling about that badass Ducey all season. But the oldest child,
I'm finding out.
if
But it
the
seems
dad
like
is not
Drew kind of wasn't.
Josiah.
Josiah didn't
Josiah.
want him to parent. Like it seems like she was like adverse to allowing the father to parent. That's what it gave.
Oh, right, right. Okay. So then that is a whole nother situation because it may not be that he does not want to be in his child's life, it's that you won't let him because you're so wrapped up with a man that don't want you or that child. And
And that's what I
that's just
think
the
it
truth.
is. And that's why.
And eventually, whatever the situation is, you're doing this on television, and your child is eventually going to see this. Because what
Right.
child has a mom that is on the Real Housewives, and as they get older, don't want to go back and watch and see what the hell happened, and this and this and that. So when
Right.
they find out, now you have to atone for why you did these things to this child. They're traumatizing the fuck out of this kid, and I really hate that for this kid, right, Josiah? People always say like Contessa and her husband last season and this, my child and my kids or Marlo and my kids, this is my kids that. If you're so worried about the kids, you either A, need to not make them a storyline or B, get your ass off this fucking show. Because the only people that are getting hurt in this are going to be these children when they find out. And I think it is low down, gutterball, dirty, and disgusting on everyone involved. Now, moving on to the other side of Atlanta, we were in the city and now we're going to the suburbs, honey, okay? Because nobody in Married to Medicine actually stays in the city of Atlanta. Anyway, well, it's true. So we move on into Atlanta. And speaking of Atlanta, has anybody seen that old ass bedroom Dr. Heavily got with them tulip green chairs, honey? Did the bitch
Oh,
stay?
it's
Does
bad.
this bitch stay in the treehouse? What is going on? The first
Don't
bedroom
do
too?
Dr. Heavenly like that.
I
Don't
Get
do
on
it.
did.
that
The
YouTube show
bedroom
and get
old,
a
and then she
doctorate, and
got them
we won't have a problem.
she got them tulip green chairs for decoration. Look at my filming chairs, y'all. Let's get right into it. It's been a lot going on, and the unexpected feud of the season so far right now is actually, well, we knew that Heavenly was going to get deservingly ambushed, but the unexpected feud of the season has once again become Toya and Great Value Mariah, Anika. Um,
Anila.
Two, and because one of them missing down at the bottom. I don't like that bitch. And there ain't gonna nothing change about it. I'm sorry.
I
It is
don't
what it
like
is.
her either, son.
Anytime it comes between me and her, I'm gonna read her. So that's what's gonna happen. And just buckle up.
Not
Long season,
Anika.
I'm gonna read her every chance I get because she speaks in black sense, and I don't like the bitch. And not only does she speak in black sense, but she's a horrible mother. Because what mother would have a child? And I want their child to be the very best. You know better than me, bitch. I hate her so much, you guys. I really do not like her. But you know who I ended up also not liking?
Who?
That low down dirty scumball, Kieran. What the fuck? So Kieran and Eugene get into it down to the thing over the the movers joke prank that they pulled at Dr. Simone's empty ass Halloween party, and um, was anybody there? I think like we were. I think it's more people
The
here
cast.
than it was on at the Halloween party. Anyway, neither here nor there. We love you, Dr. Simone. I love you, Dr. Simone, but your party was lacking. Anyway, so they go to axe throwing with the gentleman. Dr. Cecil arranges it. Dr. Cecil, he wishes. Cecil arranges it, and
What is happening?
I love this show, and I throw so much shade because I actually really love this show.
No, I love the
Um,
show too so much.
I throw so much shade, but I really love this show.
The hook.
Yeah, so they're all there at the axe throwing, and Eugene is saying that it wasn't funny, and then in walks Kaboom, in walks into the room Kieran, and Kieran doubles down on the fact that it was funny, and that was the first time I ever thought that Eugene would beat anybody ass. I was actually scared for Kieran for one moment,
Child,
and I realized in that moment,
who ass is
well,
Eugene beating?
well, Eugene was still, he still got to call me an MF for one more time. Call it to me again. And
Child,
then
Eugene was.
you say what you want to say, but did Kieran say it again?
Karen was
Karen
like,
said-
I said what I
Answer no.
said, and it ain't changing over here. That's what Karen.
Kieran was
That's
giving
not
real.
what-
Kieran,
Damn sure that
Kieran
is
didn't
to
say
behave.
MF no more.
No, but
But he never
Kieran
said it in the first place.
Kieran
He
was
never
giving
brought
real
that man up in
energy.
the first place.
Kieran was
I
giving
noticed, though, you
real
guys,
energy.
I
you
think
know what I noticed,
Eugene
though?
thought he was gonna punk
Thought they
Karen,
were
and
racist.
Karen was like, "Bye, girl." Like it was funny to me. That's
But
what.
at first I thought they were racist, and I think that can't be completely swept under the rug because they did speak in black accent. When they were discussing the prank they put on the Harrises, they did speak in black accent. I wish you had that. I could wish I could send you that clip because they did. The next episode we're gonna pull that clip up. They
No,
spoke in black accent. Ain't no damn lie.
I'm not disagreeing, but I think that Toya and Eugene have made their finances the focal point of their storyline. And so I think it was in poor taste. Like, all right, it didn't land like Greg and Nene with the roach outfit in the costume. That was funny.
Right.
There's
Well,
the
it can't land, Ricky, because what did Toya do to them
Toya and Neil have been beefing, sweetie.
this season?
Well, it didn't land. That's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying.
But what I will say is I think that Eugene has the right to be upset with Karen, but I think more of his anger is for Toya, and he doesn't give it to her. I think he has more of a reason to be angry. They are moving down to the houses every year. They do have liens and all these things down to the courts, and it's embarrassing. And Toya continues to allegedly continues to humiliate Eugene. And I think some of his vitriol, and I think he needs to muster up some of that courage and check Toya on camera, since she likes to embarrass him on camera.
Okay. Well, check your wife, but also check the Sajas. Okay. Because like you said, it didn't land, and I'm going to stand by how you said they stood on it. I'm standing on that. The Harrises did not.
I agree, but he didn't put. But Cameron handled himself really well. He did.
Yeah, he did. And
Karen
Eugene.
think it's cute. Karen's personality trait is asshole, and that's not cute. I'm sorry. If you're my friend, right? Listen, and this is gonna resonate. Wellington told me that I hurt his feelings. Well, I'm just saying, I hurt Wellington's feelings. I didn't know that I hurt his feelings, and I can be dismissive, but even though I kind of am like this, right?
You double down.
I didn't double down on hurt his feelings. I apologize to him. Did I not apologize to you?
I was waiting to see.
Did I apologize to you?
You did apologize.
I mean, I'll apologize again because I was wrong. It wasn't done intentionally, but I don't have a problem. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I have a problem saying that. And I'll apologize again and again and again because guess what? I value our friendship, right? So if you value someone's friendship, right? And they're telling you what they did, what you did hurt their feelings, right?
That's a good point.
Okay. All right. I get that you feel like it was funny, but it hurt my feelings.
That's
you know
true.
what? I apologize about that. I won't do it again. Let's move forward. If it ain't anything other than that, it's beef.
I agree with you there.
What's the issue?
But I feel like it fuels the fact that these two people want to be on the show so bad. So it goes back to the notion that these people think that these newer reality TV stars think that in order to stay on a show, they have to be messy and they have to do extra things. Anila is doing too many things that it's not organic. It's
It's
not making
not.
sense, and because it's not making sense, that's why we don't like you, because you're doing too much, and now you're doing so much that you got Kieran acting just like you, and that's like, I don't know, to
Karen probably the
me,
one came up with the idea.
honestly,
You
And we
I
like
honestly.
mean,
and we like when Karen was paying her dust in the first season.
yeah. And then and then she
Because
gonna sit up
Karen
there
is
with her.
stressed too. Let it be known he's stressed too. Because he got to start taking care of them kids and worry about who's going to be taking care of their kids and worry about their mother.
Child, and why
So
we own
he's
them
stressed.
since you want to be such, since you want to move and want to be movers and move. Why don't you move some furniture in the big ass empty house you got? See, I
No,
don't
but
like that. Don't
also,
do it.
but
Why don't you
also,
move that orange wig off your head, your Faith Evans looking ass bitch? I don't like her.
Gosh.
but
That's
also,
the best
I'm
I
like,
doing
get.
my interviews with her.
I'm tired
listen,
of
I was very touched in the runway when I saw that scene of her talking to Kieran, like, I need a nanny. The kids are always bothering me. The kids are always, you're a mom. It's not even like you have one
and the
kid and
fact
you're
that
not
they were having that conversation with the kids right
with
there.
the kids there. It's like it gets to the point that
She's the
it's like,
greatest.
okay, like, I know you're trying to give moments, but like, at what expense? At what expense?
And
Like,
Karen should have said, "You're a stay-at-home mom." So
no,
No,
Karen's
excuse me. She's a full-time blogger, part-time mommy. Let's get it right.
Kieran thought that, like, him saying like, oh, so we'll get a nanny, we'll get this, we got, like, we don't care that y'all got money to get nannies. We don't care that y'all got money to do this. It's not cute. You're neglecting your kids on camera and you're saying that they're annoying you. Like,
Mm-mm-mm.
this is ridiculous. I'm tired. I'm tired of the Marlos. I'm tired of the Anilas. Like, do not bring on these kids onto this world if you're not gonna take care of them.
Marlo
I
didn't bring
really hope
those
Audra's
kids.
her replacement.
Let's
I'm
correct
sorry. Go
that.
ahead, Kay.
I said, let's correct that. Marlo didn't bring those kids in the world.
But you know what I'm saying? Bringing them kids into your environment,
into
like,
your
it's just
personal
like,
world.
I feel like right now we're so aware of like our personal traumas, and like as adults we think about that shit of how we were raised, and it's like, y'all are rich reality TV stars. Y'all need to do better. It's
Give me the money.
upsetting. It's upsetting. It's
I'll go
You
upsetting.
watch
don't
the
want it.
kids.
Well, listen, bring me on. I'll watch them too. I mean, they
Well,
ain't gonna be
speaking
eating that
of
stuff y'all be cooking them. I mean, they're gonna have fried chicken and stuff, but
now, speaking
might
of
not have
people
your
talking to
culture.
their children any kind of way, Kay,
What?
do you think Toya belittles Eugene?
Yeah. I mean, listen.
Y'all
Toy,
never want to let these girls have it. Y'all let Heavenly have it, so let Toya have it too.
listen. What Toya do to her husband is what Toya do to her husband. I don't have
Period.
nothing to do with what Toya do to her husband, right?
Period.
Just like I don't got nothing to do with what Dr. Heavenly be doing to our daddy, because she manipulate his ass to try to act like she all innocent and shit with that grandma
Why
voice.
would they set me up like that,
Thank you.
Daddy?
No. So they
Fucking
all are
bitch.
like that. But like I said, what you do with your husband is what you do with your husband. I don't care if that is what that man is allowing you to do, then it's nothing else that we can do. Now, should Eugene stand up to Toya and say, listen, this is it. We moving in this house because this is the house I can afford because you're not bringing in no money. I mean, well, she is off of the show, but just based on our income, this is what we can do and stick to it. He need to put his foot down. And you're driving around on golf carts. That's gonna be your mode of transportation if you keep on letting her run the show. That's gonna be your only mode of transportation. You get what I'm saying? Like, for me, I in Atlanta, you can have a big house and still
Right.
and pay $300,000, $400,000. You don't have to go out here and get no $800,000, $1.2 million home. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
all the houses in Atlanta, if you get in a nice neighborhood, they're nice houses. So just live within your means, and you will actually look richer.
Well, you know what,
Listen,
you guys? What we're gonna go ahead and do, I'm sorry, we're gonna go ahead and, in the interest of moving, and I think that we all agree at this point that maybe Toya and Eugene shouldn't move into another house. They should just rent a Winnebago, right? And move into that since they like to drive around and move so much. We're gonna get into Toya and Eugene's new Winnebago and drive all the way out to the East Coast. Okay, what's going on over at Beverly Hills down to the thing?
that's West.
Who gives a shit? It is the
Well,
West Coast, right? What did I say, East?
You
that's
the
all
East
right. From the
child.
East Coast to the West Coast we go. And we've arrived at the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. On this episode of Beverly Hills, we got to see Garcelle and Erica talk about what's going on with her and her many different personalities that may come out at these events. We've also had Lisa and Sutton showdown part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we have the ladies talking about what's going on with Crystal behind her back, but nobody's really going to her and kind of talking to her about it and learning where she's at and where she's trying to go and how they could help her out. I'm gonna say this because this wasn't brought up in our show notes, but I'm gonna say this. Y'all know who really, really, really gets on my fucking nerves?
Kyle. I knew it.
She is. Ooh, listen. I don't like nobody that if you gonna insert yourself and you gonna start the drama and you gonna start dropping little hints here and there to get stuff going, then don't hide your hands like when it starts. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that's my issue with Kyle. But just to kind of break it down, I think Garcelle, listen, you done had a conversation with Erica about, her personalities, because I don't want to say that she has a substance abuse or anything like that, because I don't know. Should she be drinking and mixing her medications? We've had the conversation. I think we all said we don't feel like that's what she should be doing. We know that she's under a lot of stress, and I think that should be it, right? Like, I don't need to hear the storyline every single episode. Like, just let her go out there, and if she want to show her naked white ass on TV and be a fool with it, baby, you ain't her.
Do that.
You ain't saving her. You don't need to save her. You don't need to put your cape on to try to save her. The only white T woman on that show that you need to save and put your cape on for his son. Okay, that is it.
Right.
I mean, maybe Kathy. I don't know. We're gonna see how she do, but we done heard some things.
Kathy be loyal down to the Garcelle.
She do.
Loyal.
That's what I want Garcelle to do. Leave Erica alone. Like, check her when she need to be checked, but stop going around and talking about, because we don't care. We don't care.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
And
you
neither does she.
show that you care, and that's all you could do.
Garcelle don't care. And, listen, I'm not Team Erica, but Erica, is hitting it on the head when she's saying that she doesn't believe that it's genuine concern. It's not. She's lambasting you for being a alcohol and pill abusing ass bitch because you came for her child.
But I also feel like there is concern in there. There is the concern of you are doing too much. Like, it may not be friendly concern. No, I mean, it may not be friendly concern. Like, I'm concerned about, your well, I also don't think that Garcelle is actually not concerned about her well-being. I feel like it's just like, I'm concerned that you're always acting crazy and you already did my son like this. What's next? That's what I'm concerned about. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily like I care for you and I want you to be, like, as a friend.
So then it's not genuine, Wellington.
But she never said it's genuine as a friend. She's saying it's just genuine concerned because she's acting crazy. Her behavior is acting crazy.
You can be genuinely concerned and not be concerned in a friendly way. Like, I'm really worried.
I agree. Right. We may not be friends, but I can become. Yeah, and also like
I don't think she's concerned about how she's looking. I think she's concerned about how her behavior is going to affect Garcelle again in the future. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
right. Like, you're doing too much, and you need to take a chill pill because you're doing too much. Not because I'm worried about you and I want you to. So everybody's kind of.
That's what we're saying.
You don't like Erica, but I understand. But that's what Erica's saying too.
Yeah, and that's cool. Like I say, at the beginning, I do think that she was concerned. Is she concerned now? No, because I don't feel like she's as concerned. And at the end of the day, I don't really feel like she need to be that concerned. You get what I'm saying? Y'all ain't the best.
Yeah, who gives
Let
a
her
shit
friends
about
handle her. That's what they.
I do feel like when every episode since when she checked her for her son, we've been like produced this moment where like Garcelle is like, here comes Erica's first drink, here comes Erica's second drink.
Annoying.
Like, they've been counting her drinks for at least 3 episodes consecutively, and it's starting to be a little annoying where it's like, okay, like, let Erica breathe. Like, we already get it, she drunk. We already get it, she doing stupid shit. Let her breathe. But I do still feel like she answered that when Erica said, is this out of genuine concern or just because you're trying to like make that a thing? I don't need to make you look bad, girl. You do it by yourself. And that's true. And that was period, end of story with that.
It was. What we think about Lisa Rinna and Sutton? Like,
It's stupid. You're trying to figure out what you're trying to do in this season. You don't really got real beefs, and you're trying to come for Sutton because Sutton is a easy target because you know that if you come for Sutton, then you can relate to Erica for not liking Sutton, and then you can team up with Erica against Sutton, and it's not
and
cute. Like
Diana.
it makes no sense. It makes no sense. And like then you want to break down. I understand that Lewis died and that affected you. I will never take that away from you. But then you want to make it this whole thing and then finally say that the reason why you being on something so much is because the passing of your mother. Like these women are too old to not be doing the work. You know what I'm saying? Like do the mental work.
And
I'm
not even the
tired.
mental work, but my thing is, and I don't know, because grief is different for everybody, right? And so maybe she is lashing out. But my thing is, I could see that being an issue if you was lashing out at everybody. But you just lashing out at this one particular person. And
Exactly.
that's why I don't know if that is if that's all the reason of why you're lashing out at Sutton. No, I think
Right.
Sutton
you
stole
were
that bitch thunder.
embarrassed.
That's what that's about.
Well, say
Sutton
that.
is the it girl. Sutton
She
stole Lisa.
is.
Mhm.
She
She stole Lisa
is.
Rinna's thunder. That's what this is about. And
She
they
Yep.
want her
is.
out because Sutton is not afraid to go against them and call them out.
Mhm.
And the only thing that Sutton
Sun is
does that
literally the
undoes,
heavy hitter of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
yeah, the only thing that she does that undoes her work is
All
she
that
rushes
apologize.
back to be cool with them again,
Yes.
and she allows herself to be played, even though she knows she's being played in a moment. She allows it, and
Okay,
so
but what do you guys think about when they talked about Crystal's eating disorder? Like, I feel like you know they're rushing Crystal into like I don't feel concerned in this cast for Crystal as I saw in New Jersey for Jackie, and I feel
well, Jack,
like
what
can I
I was
finish?
gonna say, no, um, it, no, you want to do it? You want to go? What do you want to do? What do
I'm
you
just
want to
saying,
do?
can I finish my
The
No,
last
but do
sentence?
you want to slice? You want to slice and dice? What do you want to do?
I'm saying,
I'll
can
let
I
you know this
finish
time,
my
Wellington.
sentence? Because I was talking, so I just want to know if before you interrupted me, I could finish what I was saying. I'll finish. So like I was saying, I think that the girls were not
But no,
concerned.
honestly, I really don't think that. I really don't think that
Don't let
she
him Lisa you,
was.
Wellington.
The girls were not concerned for Crystal as they were for Jackie.
Now you can finish.
I've been finished, boo.
Oh,
What
Yeah,
do
I
you
mean,
guys
well,
think?
Erica, I mean, is clearly not concerned. I mean, the stuff that she was saying, I'm like, girl,
The
Erica,
fake concern grinds my gears. It's just like so fake. Y'all are talking about it, and she's not here.
She said, take your laxatives, don't eat chicken tenders, and go to the bathroom.
but also it is a clock of bullshit on Crystal's end because it wasn't presented the way that Jackie presented it. Jackie presented it to the group
You
because
can't
she
blame her
wanted
for how
help.
she was edited. You can't blame her for how she was edited.
I don't give a damn. I'm talking
Because
about
I
what
don't
I
think
saw. But you don't like it when housewives blame editing. So now
it's
you're gonna
not
blame me the
no, but
viewer for
let me
talking
say
about what's
this.
edited and what I
Let me say
see.
this. Can I say this? Listen, I'm
Oh, I
saying
didn't know
don't
I was
blame her for
talking, but
how
you are
she
now.
was edited because I do feel like if it's not Kyle, Dorit, Lisa Rena, or Erica, nothing from their personal lives gets actually on the show where it makes some like shaking. The things
Okay,
happening in yourself's personal life is not really a main focus. The things happening in Crystal's personal life is not a main focus. Even Sutton gets thrown into that group of like whatever something's happening in her life is not the main focus. However, if Kyle is going through something with one of her sisters, it's like, that is the big thing. If Lisa Rena is going through something, one of her daughters, or in her marriage, that's such a big thing. We see
don't talk
Erica,
about your husband.
we see Dorit. Dorit was the whole first half of the season, and we're still going back to Dorit. How are you feeling? I'm not saying that's wrong, but the other girls don't get the same edit in their personal life. So it's not necessarily that she didn't present it the way Jackie did. The show didn't present it the way it should have been presented.
okay. So back to my point before I was cut off and I allowed you to finish. Um,
I said what I
I,
said.
yeah. Well, you said it while I was saying it, so just
Then
interesting.
finish.
I'm sure we can rewind the tapes and just see, but it's okay.
Finish.
Okay. Thank you. You sure you're not gonna have anything to say? Will I do?
Nope, I'm done.
Okay. You swear this time?
Yep. Pinky
Okay.
promise.
Okay. Well, good. Anyway, so as I was saying, I don't give a damn how it was edited. I don't care. Crystal didn't
Ricky,
present. Crystal was like,
get your hand out of your
"Oh Lord
face.
Jesus, Lord Jesus."
I'm sorry.
She over here like go ahead. I'm sorry. I just cannot. I can't. No, because I know
It's okay.
later I'm
What
gonna
else going on? It don't really matter at this point.
I mean, that was basically it. I mean, that's all that's going on.
And
And
you gonna just go
oh,
ahead and
you
wrap it up, okay?
wait a minute. Let's talk about this real
You
quick.
in this with him too?
Huh? No.
Y'all don't get on Chase nerves this week,
I thought
please.
listen.
I thought Chase said he was fine.
Oh Lord.
Got a
And
dog.
now I'm scared of dogs. And y'all got a dog barking?
Oh
Oh.
Lord. I'm doing my show.
But another thing I will say is, what about okay, when they was at this
I wanted to finish what I said about Crystal.
go ahead. I thought you said he was finished.
No, I just wanted to finish. It don't even matter at this point. Like Crystal dropped it off and was like, "I have an eating disorder. Okay, bye. I gotta go."
I don't think she did it like that.
I
She
don't think
did.
so. I disagree.
She did.
I
Well,
disagree.
okay.
I thought she
Okay.
she had put a post on
She's not seeking help.
Instagram. That's how it came up.
She says she's been seeing a therapist ever since she was 16. She may not be in a 30-day program, how Jackie had to get enrolled into one in the last season of New Jersey. But she says she's been seeing a therapist.
To do that too.
What I think is that Crystal needs to take some time away from the show to get her personal affairs in order.
I feel like she hasn't been on the show that much for the show to be affecting her. I feel like the show is not affecting her like that.
So then she can just get completely off of it then, right?
I think Crystal is fine on this show. I actually really like Crystal.
Not.
I
She's
actually
boring.
really like Crystal.
Okay.
I think she's more interested. I think when she talks in convention, and I think that she
talks in what?
Convention.
What?
I don't know what is happening.
I'm glad y'all called it that because
Jocelyn
I was
came
just
out
picking on
again.
them. But I was trying to figure out what type of convention she was at. What kind of convention is she at?
Wait, where was it go?
Let me shit my convention wig.
Where did he go?
Y'all finished the show.
Bye. Okay, you guys. So rolling right along with our bombastic review.
Okay.
Wellington had to go. Come back.
Wellington had a convention to attend, and we're gonna go ahead and talk about Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. So
this is segment. Ain't this a segment?
Okay, well then we can skip it because none of us watched it.
Wellington.
Did you watch it, Kay?
Yeah, them being ignorant and making fun of me.
We weren't making.
Oh, Wellington.
They made fun of you, Wellington. They really did.
Go ahead. Oh,
it be your own people. You see how I feel?
Wait, Wellington, if you feel some type of way, I apologize.
Yes.
That wasn't my intention.
Genuinely.
I'll move on.
I didn't apologize for it because I didn't do it this time.
You been did it, Chase.
Like.
What?
Anyways, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is back.
Wait, Katie, I did what?
You have been did it. Then cut the man off and then
let's move on.
Cut me off too.
Oh.
Let's move on.
Do the Love and Hip Hop down, Atlanta.
Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is back for a second part of its 10th season, and the drama is piping. I'm actually really, really liking Love and Hip Hop Atlanta this time around, and it's very well produced. Huh?
It's only been one episode.
But it's very well produced, and I like things that are very well done. I feel like for one episode, the premiere was great. You don't think so?
Well, Wellington, you know,
let me just give out more facts. Let me just give out more facts, and then you can say what you got to say. In the premiere, we see Spice. In the premiere, we see Spicy celebrating the launch of her album, which actually went #1 in the best reggae charts. And also, another veteran of the show, Young Jock, is getting married to Kendra. And the thing is, though, Jock is getting married to Kendra. So then Spice has this friend that was dating Jock for at least 14 years. And the last couple of years, it has been overlapping with the amount of years that Jock has been with Kendra. So that's the drama right there, where they're like, you know, Spice is bringing this girl into the show. She's a friend of, and she's like, whoa, I've been fucking Jock. Carly Red, you know those little cake things that people be hiding inside, like Cameron came out of the cake? whatever. So Carly Red comes out at the bachelor party dressed as Marilyn Monroe and tries to get sexy with Jack. Like, first of all, it's just Carly, you're messy. Why are you doing that? You know you do, like it's these people just do things for the camera that I'm just like, yeah, so messy, but it's entertaining. I'm sorry. I was living. But yeah, Love and Hip Hop is doing really well. And actually the premiere did 775,000, which I was very surprised it did that strong for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta premiere. Say what you gotta say, but it's good. And we're covering it here on Reality Right After. Any
And, I,
thoughts?
and I'm gonna watch it, Valentine, because you said we have to cover it. And so you know what?
Because we don't want to watch that shit.
I'm gonna watch now. What I will not
Stop
watch
it.
now. You ain't gonna be able to force me to watch that one. But I will watch Atlanta only because I am more familiar with them. I mean, I wasn't as familiar with Carly Red's new face, but once they said her name, then I kind of figured out who she was. I mean, what I don't like is that, okay, I don't know. I just like organic stuff, right? Like, if y'all know that Jock getting married, what does it matter to y'all if he cheating or he ain't cheating? That's Kendra business. Like, you get what I'm saying? She know that man cheating. He been cheating however long they been together. So why is y'all?
But that's the show's business.
But I was gonna say, well, I mean, if I was in a group of friends and one of my friends get married, and another friend introduced a girl that he's been cheating with, or she's whatever the sexual orientation is, they've been cheating with into our friend group, you better believe I'm gonna talk about it. So
Right.
I don't know. I'm just sorry. I'm not gonna act like I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna watch it, but I am gonna talk about it. Because I'm not gonna watch it. You can't make
Well,
me do that.
Erica Mena and Safari are still on the outs after filming.
Who?
Erica Mena.
I'm not watching that shit.
Was she
See,
on
you
this
done ruined it.
episode?
I ain't watching that. What they doing in Atlanta? See, you was doing good. You almost having one. Almost. I'm not watching that. Are you serious? Are they on this?
Was they on the first
I'm not watching
episode?
that bullshit.
Yes, Erica Mena.
You like WWE? Well, WWE, don't you?
Erica Mena and Safari are full-time cast members.
You might as well watch WWE. You watching this shit. That's all I got to damn say.
You guys are so bad. Y'all really don't like it that much?
I do like Spice though.
Ricky.
And you know what? I y'all know me. I love a good redemption arc. So if the show is better, but at one point it was just embarrassing, trashy, like to the.
It was, but I feel like
good.
they're trying to VH1 is doing this effort because I see it on
used to mess with the same man. That's really why I don't want to watch it. And one time I FaceTimed his phone and she picked up, and I was taking my break, and I wasn't prepared. We was messing with the same.
You and who?
We was messing with the same athlete at the time. Me and Carly Red. And I FaceTimed him, and she picked up the phone.
And what you say, Ricky?
And at the time, he was going to be on Love and Hip Hop, but then he decided not to do it. I don't know why he decided not to. But I picked up the phone, and I was like, what? Because I was taking my braids out. So I had like a half afro, half box braid situation going on. I look crazy. And she picked up like.
And what she was doing, and what she said to you, Ricky?
She didn't say nothing. I just hung up. Like, bitch, if it's like, what are you doing, you old bitch? And this was when I was like, excuse me, we got to cut some of this out. But this one, I was like 23, 24.
We can't
and he was, though. And he was like a couple of years older than me. Like, he was too old to be dealing with him.
Right.
Carly can't never keep a man.
Well, Carly has always been messy, though. You surprised?
Yeah.
I was like, he's still like, oh, I don't know why she picked up my phone. I'm like,
The girl has always been messy, and it is what it is. Honestly, I'm saying that I feel like there is a production change in the way these shows are being covered. I see more like they've elevated their production. It's shot very beautifully, and the way they're producing it, it looks really good. So I'm just giving it a chance. I'm giving Basketball Wives a chance. I'm giving these shows that we were so. There was a time where these were the it shows that were controlling reality TV. So I'm gonna support those reality TV stars. I get it, you guys are not into it, but I will support them because I love these shows.
We gotta talk about it here, or you got your own? You got like a solo deal.
So, anyways,
well, that's been our show this week. Follow us at The Reality Rundown on
Period.
Instagram. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Hit those follows. I've had a good time with my hosts, Kay Wellington and Chase, that girl. And we look
Period.
forward to chatting with you again.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.